BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top trade. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. And I'm still a bit rough. You know what, I'm pretty sure I've got, the big C. Yeah, I think that's what I've got over here. But it's not that bad, it's just not pleasant, that's all. Right, so let's get stuck in. We'll think about Bitcoin here on the 4 hourly, which so far is looking quite good. Since reclaiming that Bollinger Band, it moved its way back up to the top of the range. It had a little wick higher actually, and then back down to the Bollinger Band, where it's basically got nice support 1, 2 in a row, and now we're sort of getting a tiny bit of support. Relatively positive, to be honest with you, on the 21 exponential and pushing that 50. If we take ourselves back to the daily, it was yet again, and still is today, another retest of that 200 exponential and the 10 exponential. So, to be fair, it really is trying to break now at this point. And that doesn't mean it's going to break out and go straight up to the moon, but it's saying to us, look, this is resistance, but I don't care anymore. I feel like I've had enough, and it's time for me to make an effort to break out from it. But every time it does come up to it, because it is a major resistance, 200 exponentials, we love them as supports in the form of golden crosses. I suppose you love them in the form of death cross retests. This is not a death cross retest, not until we get the death cross, and that's going to take quite a while, to be honest with you. This 50 needs to cross all the way down here, so that this current direction is not going to happen until at some point in August, so I don't think we'll be seeing that. Or we take a massive huge dump and it speeds up the curvature of that 50. So I don't really see that that's something we should even factor in at this point right now. But pushing that resistance, so the clue or the trick or the most important component of this chart right now, the thing that I'm most excited to see if we get it, would be a daily closure, candle body closure, above that 200 exponential. Even better, above the 200 simple, which is up here around 59,000, and then see a support on either one of these. If we get an attempt to break, close, and then maybe the next day or a few days later a retest of that, that would be, for me, enough to suggest we go straight back up again. And that obviously leaves it vulnerable to outside forces, black swans, S&P, indices, Dixie, all those sort of things. So obviously this chart is only one chart in the giant machine of finance, which is somewhat the best way to look at it. A Bitcoin chart is a Bitcoin chart, but it's not a chart in a vacuum. We will be vulnerable to anything else that happens in the larger markets, so indices, forex, stuff like that, and commodities as well, to be honest with you, like gold for instance. But right now we're still under it and we haven't seen that break or closure above it, and so I'm telling you what I'm looking for, not what I am looking at. There's a difference. So let's take ourselves back to the 4 hourly, where things do actually look relatively good. So in the short term, just as we saw this move up here in this little wick, it was just a wick. Wicks tell a story. Oh, I'm too scared, I've got to go back down. Selling pressure is what wicks are. Buying pressure is what wicks are. Candle bodies are the agreed price between bulls and the bears. And so what we're looking for now really would be another move up to the top of this range. And if possible, maybe even a move all the way up to the 61 to 62,000, which would be a death cross retest. The first one we've happened since it literally death crossed over here. This is how useful golden crosses and death crosses are. There's your cross, we run into it, and then from there Bitcoin pulls back almost 21%. So look, it's reasonable to assume that if we move up into it, we get rejected from it. That's what this would say. This is what we'd be looking for. We're not looking for it to break straight away. If it does, brilliant. This is why we hodl. This is why we have loads of crypto in our portfolio, because we don't know where the bottom is going to be. Make an educated guess on the way down, which is what I've been saying this entire time. But in the short term, it does look like it wants to have another little baby step back up to 59, which is $800 away, and then maybe a move into the 61 to 62s, and that would be enough, I reckon, for one day. I don't think we'll be looking at anything more than that. today. Right, why aren't you showing me? Yes, here we are. As far as momentum is concerned, it's still fine. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about. It's not overheated. It's just following price action. There's no bearish divergence. It's fine. It's all good on the 4 hourly. So we like that. Momentum on the daily, again, marked some decent bullish divergence and 3 drives of that and moved. And again, we're looking for that 60s to 62 maybe. Possibly over the next few days, maybe even by tomorrow, we'll get a positive cross on the histogram over here, down here at the MACD. That would be a good look for it, for continued momentum, for a possible move up higher into the mid 60s, where I think is probably where that's probably where the run will finish for now. So this is my expectation, just based on momentum, sentiment, and price action, is that over the next week, possibly even this week, we'll make our way up, staggering around, and then make our way up to this level here. And it's here where we'll find a relatively nice rejection. We'll have a Bollinger Band that looks similar to this, and we'll come down into it at some point towards the end of this month. And it's here where we decide if we have marked just another lower high and we make our way down to a lower low, or we bounce and make our way back up and all is forgotten and forgiven. That's probably, it's the latter, I reckon, is what we're looking for, because as I was saying over in December, saying, look, let's just be careful, let's not get too excited. Let's take some profit on some of these alts, and then, when the consolidation happened, we were able to buy the dip, sell the rip, buy the dip, sell the rip, and then I said, look, consolidation is going to happen at some point. My best guess is summer, and here we are, summer consolidation. This is just Bitcoin. You don't want me to look at altcoins, do you? I'll go on then. We'll have a look at some altcoins then, shall we? Just to hit that idea home. Yeah, so nice big move. Okay, excellent. Consolidation, buy the dip, sell the rip. Consolidation throughout the summer, and here we are. But dollar cost averaging, building that portfolio, that's what all this area is supposed to be about. I was talking about that December, January, March, April. Make sure that you have money available for this period in the market, because it's here where the big bucks are going to be made. I love trading. Trading is good. I have to trade to bring to bring home the bacon. That's how I have to trade. But my best setup, the biggest strategy I've had, was to sell around these areas and then buy down at these areas for where I expect to sell once again, probably all the way up at these areas some point next year. This is what it's all about. And so the strategy has not changed. Still stays the same. And the big bucks are going to be made next year from the entry points that we've put in basically now, really. Looking at the dominance chart, still teasing that weekly 20 and the 21. You're going to get a much better move on altcoins once this area breaks. At the moment, it's not breaking. Consolidation is still on momentum as well. So I think there is a chance that it does break here and break down over the next week or two. First step will be 54% dominance, where you're likely to see a bounce from here. That's a golden cross retest. But if this loses it, then you come down to 52. It's a small move on the dominance chart itself, but it should equate to double digit. We're talking 20, 30, 40, 50% moves on altcoins. And again, that's all it would be. I don't think we'll be seeing alt season. There's no reason to suggest alt season at this stage. But money, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about money, aren't we? We're making money. The total 2 chart, basically managing to, there is wicks. Remember, wicks tell a story. Want to get bought up. But for the most part, they've closed all within this, what I consider to be accumulation zone. So this is a guide price. It's a guide telling us, or telling me, buy altcoins in this area, because once altcoins have finished moving down, they will move back up again. And as I keep saying over and over and over again, so many times that it's boring, but I just want people to understand that the biggest moves are always going to be on weeklies. And to put it into perspective, you've got to look at a weekly. This is my expectation, and I said it, made videos on it, I reference it all the time. This is where we're looking to go. We're consolidating, we're going to go sideways, we could even go lower, but we will end up going higher. just remember, no one knows the bottom, no one knows the top. It's our job to take the advantage of the price action in between those bottoms and the tops. And right now, we're more than in between. This is perfect. Yeah, I love it, and I've been taking advantage of it. And at the moment, some of those hodls are up, some of those hodls are down. But the entry points, like I say, have been taking place almost every week. You know, on average, it would appear like every 10 days or so, with every significant move down, I'll add to my portfolios, buying these really boring altcoins that I mentioned on the Patreon stream. You know, they're so boring. You know, if I was to tell you what I've been buying, you'd be like, oh right, oh that's not very original. It's not about being original. It's about making money. That's all it is. Just want to make money, and yeah, that's what it's all about. I'm not here to call 100 X's. I'm not here to do anything like that. I'm here to say, right, I make money out of this market. That's what I do. You know, I make these videos, you know, just keep myself company. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you that there's a 100x coin lurking in the background that nobody's ever heard of, because the chart would not suggest that something will ever do that. But charts do suggest, you know, with relative conviction, I'd say, that these areas now are for buying, and later on they will be for selling. And my best guess is roughly around just over a year. I'm assuming, just based on the fractal that I've seen, and again, yes, this is looking forward, you know, over a year. So you know, there's things, all kinds of things can change. But roughly around September 2025 is where I think it's time to start, or if not already, be out of this market, or just be on a very cautious back foot, just in case, you know, the bear market begins. Because if it's going to begin, it will begin next year, based on the cycle, and timings. Looks like it will be next September, not this September, next September. Right, so there's nothing much more to say. So my expectation is Bitcoin's going to make another attempt to break out this area. Maybe not today, but over the next few days. It'll make its way into the lower 60s to begin with, maybe even rejected at 60,000, but probably I'm looking for more along the lines of around 61 to 62. Then we're going to come back down and retest maybe even this exact area right now, or perhaps a little higher, but no lower. And that's when we decide, is it time that we actually see a bigger move now, that takes us towards August, through August, and then probably generates a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Probably this year, based on what we're looking at, to be honest with you. It'll happen quite quick when it does come, but it doesn't look like it wants to happen right now. But it is definitely trying to slap the bears in the face right now. I think it's had enough of the downside, but nothing is yet confirmed. I've explained my expectations for Bitcoin, for altcoins, and this is what we're going to wait for. I will go long, to be honest with you, if we see a break and a retest. I will go long on Bitcoin and some altcoins. But right now, it's a matter of waiting for the setup to materialize. Today is not a trading day. Today is more of an analytical day, and a watch and wait. We're sitting on the river, and we've got our bait on the hook, and we're waiting for the fish to bite. We can't reel anything in right now. Nothing's there. We're just going to sit back, listen to the radio, eat a sandwich, and see what happens. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.